Today on 5 Minute Mondays, you'll learn how to nail your remote interview recordings. Welcome to 5 Minute Mondays, where we're bringing the best tips and strategies for building your podcast in 5 minutes or less. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now today we're going to be answering a question from Catherine. Catherine's question is, what equipment is the minimum for recording or conducting a remote interview if we use the mics with stands or the boom arm, but there's a background noise going on, mainly air conditioning or some conversation? Is that effective? And then what kind of filters work best for final production of audio that's captured in large spaces? So I'm going to answer each of these in sequence and make some assumptions that I think are what Catherine is going for that will be relevant to you as a podcaster. The first one is, what equipment do you need to actually do a long distance interview recording? So all you need is a one-person setup. So whatever you would normally use to record by yourself in your home or in your office or wherever you record, that is all you need gear-wise. You don't need any extra equipment in order to do long distance interviews. What you do need is a software that will allow you to capture that audio and then use that in your final episode. And there are two that I really recommend. The first one is Squadcast, which was designed for podcasting specifically. It's something that I've shifted almost completely to with my podcast interviews when I'm doing those long distance, and I've just been super happy with the quality of those interviews. But Zoom is another really good solution. It's a online meeting space and you can record those meetings. And the cool thing about Zoom is if you're just doing one other person, so it's just you and one person on the call, you can record those forever for free. So if you're looking for something to dip your toes in and just kind of get your feet wet, you can go with Zoom. But if you're going to be doing these long distance interviews consistently, then definitely invest in a software like Squadcast. Now, the second question is, how do you deal with background noise? So the second and the third question, I think it's important before we get into solutions to first say it's easier to coach your guest on how to give you good audio rather than trying to fix bad audio in post-production, right? So just sending them an email beforehand saying, be in a quiet space, use a microphone, or if you don't have a microphone, use like a Bluetooth headset or Apple earbuds, something that will capture your audio that's not your speakerphone. Just giving people a couple simple instructions to let them know, hey, this is kind of the situation you need to be in to make sure that you have good audio. Don't be in a taxi cab driving through New York City when we do this podcast interview. That will go a long way. But if after you do that, you do have some background noise, then what you're looking for is a noise or hum reduction filter. And most audio editing softwares will have that. If the one that you're using does not, you can look for a plugin that does that, or you can use a software like Alphonic, which is an online software that can do that noise and hum reduction for you. And I'll leave a link to our Alphonic tutorial for podcasters in the show notes for this episode. So that's what you would do with background noise. If you're doing the background noise and the hum reduction on your own in your editing software, it is helpful to record a 10-second silent audio. I put silent in air quotes there, because you're going to have that background noise, but that's going to make it much easier to isolate those frequencies if you're not talking to each other in that period. So that's just a little helpful tidbit if you're trying to edit that out yourself. And then as far as capturing audio in large spaces, I'm guessing what Catherine is talking about is echo or reverb. You are looking for a de-reverb effect. Now, there are plenty of plugins that will take care of that for you. If your editing software does not have that function or doesn't have that effect built in, then you can check out the Era 4 Reverb Remover, which is an audio plugin that you can install and use in apps like GarageBand, Audacity, Hindenburg, Adobe Audition. It works in basically most of the audio editing softwares that you would be using. And so you can download that, do a 14-day free trial, see if it's something you'd want to use into the future. But again, you should focus more on getting your guest to be in a good recording situation, a good recording environment, so you can capture good audio instead of trying to fix it on the fly in post-production. Well, that's it for today. Hit the subscribe button if you're watching this on YouTube, or you can subscribe to the 5 Minute Mondays podcast on your favorite app to squeeze even more podcast-related content into your life. And if there's something you want me to cover on a future episode of the podcast, make sure you click the link in the show notes to submit your question. Thanks for listening, and as always, keep podcasting.